if you're an employee and you drive a vehicle that is owned by your employer for personal purposes, you need to have a taxable benefit assessed on your personal use of that vehicle. And I am creating some digital tools to be released in a few days, some that calculate that taxable benefit, but I'm also creating one for self-employed individuals who use their personal vehicle for business and want to calculate the amount that they can write off on their taxes for business use of their vehicle. So I'm having some trouble. So my calculator works, and the whole point is that you put all your information and you can track your expenses and your mileage and everything in the workbook, and then it'll automatically flow through to calculate your standby charge and your operating expense benefit and all of that stuff. But I'm stuck on something. So there's like a standby charge, and the standby charge is basically the benefit you have for having this vehicle available to you, and you don't have to buy your own vehicle, so it's a benefit. So there's different ways to calculate the standby charge depending on different criteria. Like if you use the vehicle for more than 50% of the time for business and a couple other criteria, you can use like the reduced standby charge. And then there's also a simplified standby charge. And then finally, a detailed standby charge. Okay, so here's the confusing part. Let me show you. On this step, you've determined that you cannot be eligible for the reduced standby charge. So then you're either going to use the simplified or detailed. So under simplified, the only option is you own the automobile. And then for detailed, it's you own and you lease. So, and one of the criteria for using the simplified standby charge is that you have to, the company has to own the vehicle. Okay, so I'm using an online calculator to verify that my workbook works. And my sample is, see, monthly leasing cost. So this is for a leased vehicle, and I very clearly indicated that in my, criteria. And then, so the standby charge with the little one beside it, it's not the same as what my workbook says. And that's because when you go down here, the standby charge was calculated using the simplified calculation for a leased vehicle. Simplified calculation is only supposed to be eligible for, vehicles that are owned. Consulted with ChatGPT, who confirmed you can't use the simplified version of the calculation for a leased vehicle. It has to be an owned vehicle. So I'm not crazy, or maybe I am. I don't know. What do you think? Does any accountants out there? Maybe if you work for the CRA, I don't want to call them because that always is not fun. Just a mystery. If you are still watching this, bless you. If you drive a vehicle for both business and personal purposes, be on the lookout because these need to drop on Sunday, and still working on it.